O'Reilly!
Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the best Superstart battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Home, City First Mortgage Service, LLC is the first place for all your needs. Branch Manager John P. Lewis and his staff can serve you with a smile and professional courtesy. Serving Georgia, Alabama, Florida, 770-598-0860. John P. Lewis, City First Mortgage Service, LLC. We place you first.
The views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this station, its management, or its clientele. It's now time for the House of Light presents The Wisdom Cafe, each and every week at this time on 99.1 FM WQEE. Here's this week's special.
Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning.
Welcome, everyone, to the House of Light presents Wisdom Cafe here on WQEE 99.1. Glad to have you all.
Well, we're glad to have you again this week, of course, for another Wisdom Cafe. Mm-hmm. You said you were running to get over here, but it's more like you were sprinting. You know, you were taking it through the beautiful Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, we have this beautiful clock that dings the time, and it started chiming, and I was like, oh, so I was counting the chimes as I was walking in. 10 o'clock. I am here.
Right on time.
Right on time. Always. And, you know, that's the funny thing. People don't realize that.
Right.
That, you know, everything always works out.
Oh, everything... I know. We talked about that the last time you were here. So.
Everything is always in perfect order.
That's right.
Yeah.
We talked about that the last time you were here. Well, what's going on at the House of Light? As we know, we're just probably less than a few weeks away from celebrating the anniversary of the House of Light.
Oh, I know. Can you believe that? We are 3 years old.
Uh-oh, watch out for those terrible threes.
Oh, but 3 is such a magical number,
yes,
is it not?
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
3.
Yes.
It's sacred geometry.
Yes, it is.
And we made it. We're here. We are 3 years old this year. We opened up on June 26th, 2020. And, you know, it's funny because when people ask me, it's like, oh, yeah, that's right. I did open up in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And, I mean, everything else was shut down.
Oh, I know.
I mean, many places were totally shut down, and here I am opening up.
I know. You're like, oh, we're going to open up. Let's do it.
Yeah. So it's quite fascinating. We have some really, really wonderful things coming up for our birthday party. Okay. The gift is for you, for everybody, for the community. So we're going to be offering a lot of free services. And, of course, we'll have goodies, snacks for everyone. And we'll have drawings for a beautiful gift basket that has, you know, a lot of the light session, a Reiki session, you know, right, some of the other modalities built into it. So, and there'll be all of our readers will be there. And that has become very, very important now. And I think I can see why. A lot of people are searching. I mean, online, when you go on YouTube, all you get are tarot readers.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, everybody's reading tarot now. But I think it's part of searching for answers because nobody knows what's going to happen. There's this sense of what's going on, you know, what's going to happen. And so many people are making changes and wanting to make changes in their lives, and they're seeking counseling. So we'll have all of our readers there.
Cool.
Yeah, to give advice when needed. But we have some beautiful things coming up this weekend, even though it is Memorial Day weekend.
Can you believe we're almost done with the month of May?
I know. It flew by. It really, really did.
Yeah.
You know, my daddy told me that the older you get in life, the quicker the years roll by. And, of course, you know, in my 20s, I was like,
whatever.
Yeah, I'm okay with that because the years, you know, in your teens and 20s, they just stretch on forever.
Exactly.
And you see, you know, and I'm using quotes for all you people who can't see me, old people. And you think, oh, I'll never get there. You know what I mean? And it's like you blink.
Right.
And I was... I forgot where I was, but there was someone with a child, and the child was wanting to be held.
Right.
And the mother was like, oh, you know, I'm okay. I'm getting tired of holding you. And I just looked at her and I said, be careful.
Yep.
Because one day she's going to be this. And my daughter was with me. And I'm like, you won't be able to pick her up anymore. And she looked at me like, oh, my God. Yeah, you're right. And then all of a sudden you just kind of held her a little closer. You know, it's like, yeah, time, it does. The older you get, the faster it goes.
Right.
Really, truly. But I think it's also a fact of just letting go of time. Why, you know, it doesn't become so important anymore.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with you.
But this Sunday, I'm doing in the Tuning In Together class at 2 p.m. It is, tonight's the most important thing. We have Karen Clark Green. Do you remember Karen?
I do.
Yeah, Prophecies with Karen is going to be tonight at 7 p.m. So we encourage anybody who wants information or needs guidance in steering the course that is unknown to us all, except for some of those who are open to those messages. And Karen is one of them. And so she does offer words of encouragement and advice to everyone who comes. So that tonight at 7 p.m., come and meet at the House of Light, where you will have prophetic insights with Karen. And then Sunday, I'm doing my tuning forks, tuning in together.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, tuning in together. Frequency is something that is so important that people don't. Although I think now they're beginning to realize, because sound therapy and even Reiki, any type of, I mean, that's what we are. We are frequency beings, and our cells, that's all they are. Light, sound, and vibration. The octaves and the different tones is who we really are, and we can use that to heal ourselves. And I mean, I believe it, and a lot of people I think are also believing that the ancient pyramids, they were actually sound healing modalities. You could enter into the pyramids and they would use their voice to tone over you and use ancient tuning forks to put you back in a state of health and happiness.
I can see that. I could see that with the way they were and how they wrapped up their leaders and mummified, I should say, people, because it was a whole different way of cherishing people than just throwing us in a box and putting us 6 feet under the ground and go, you know, he's gone. All right, see him later. You know,
yeah,
he lived a pretty decent life. He, you know, sometimes he pissed me off, but
we all have those moments.
Right.
They also had a very, very strong belief in the afterlife.
Yeah.
And that's why they kept the bodies intact.
They did.
So that they could then continue life in their own body once they crossed over.
Yeah, I can see that, and many returns and movies and stuff have actually brought that to the attention of their beliefs and everything, you know. So, yeah,
our attention. And it's quite fascinating because you hear, and I believe that in movies and in books are truths revealed that we see as fantasy.
Right.
Or we call mythology, but in actuality, it is real.
Right.
Perhaps not on this dimension, on this earth, but it does exist.
Right.
And everything that the human mind can think of is creation. It is created. It becomes real. And therefore, the movies, the books and all, it's quite fascinating now. I mean, a lot of people are talking about, wow, this was in a movie a long time ago, and here it is, you know. What are those, the skateboards without wheels, the hoverboards and all? Do you remember that? Back to the Future and all?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Flying cars. I mean, they're all coming.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be back in 2015. You know, I've been waiting for my flying car since then. That was the year that Marty went into the future. So.
Oh, that's true.
And then where's the tennis shoes that automatically tie themselves? I mean, that's what he had. And then his jacket blow dried itself.
Yeah. Oh, I think they already have that.
Yeah, they have that, yeah. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Yeah.
But the one thing in those movies, and you're talking about Into the Future, is the big screens and being able to talk do the calls on your computer or on your television.
The way they holographic.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, Star Wars playing chess with little characters that you know. And
we got that.
It's here. Yeah. It's here. Someone showed me. It was either on Facebook or on YouTube. I can't remember, but a show that a gentleman is doing. You might be familiar with it, but it's all holographic. He's a DJ,
right?
And he just stands with all the equipment, and he's turning knobs and all, and in front of you is like this gigantic robotic being that like comes out into the audience, and the audience screams. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
and
about.
lights are coming out the side. Oh, it's fascinating. Fascinating.
It was just things we can do today that. With all that kind of stuff. And that's a perfect example of our society developing and growing. And now back to developing and growing our inner selves, which is what the House of Light is all about.
Oh, yes.
So what a segue there.
Yes, thank you. I can get off on tangents.
We
have June 3rd. Yeah, June 3rd, which I believe is Saturday, correct? June 3rd, we have a tarot class that Vanya will be teaching at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And that for those that are interested in learning more about, being able just to pull a card for themselves and get a message and guidance for themselves. So we have a tarot class June 3rd. Rachel is there today.
Okay, cool.
Our acupuncturist. She comes in once a month, yes. And of course, we always have Christy there doing tea and tarot on Tuesdays. Yep. Tanisha, God's Garden Girl, is there on Wednesdays. We have a new reader, Kaylee, who is there on Thursdays. And Tara is there on Thursday and Saturday. Okay. She does not only tarot, but Reiki and pranic healing as well. We've also invited two new practitioners in, Marissa Prang.
Yes.
She does the emotion code.
Yes,
I believe she was a guest.
Yeah,
yes.
Twice on the show.
Yes. And I would love to bring, and probably next month, I will bring Paula on.
Okay.
Paula does IET, which is integrative energy therapy. It is trauma-based, which all of us have gone through trauma. All of us. I mean, if you are a human being, you went through trauma.
Yeah, we're not artificial intelligent yet, so.
If you were born and went through a birth canal, you have trauma because that was traumatic. I mean, It really, really was. And we don't realize that was trauma. You came out from a nice warm water, womb where you were being fed and being nourished and being held. And then you were squished through this birth canal. And then bright artificial lights and a doctor, if you don't breathe, he slaps your bottom.
And then you turn around and you're introduced to mom, and she's exhausted. Mm-hmm. You look at her and go, "What? This woman? Look at her. She's like she's a."
So that's trauma. That is trauma right there. People don't realize it. They think, "Oh no, I had a great life." I'm one of those.
Yeah.
It's like I had a great life. I had a childhood because there are so many people that we help at the House of Light that. We're not so lucky,
That's true.
They talk about, well, my parents, they divorced when I was young. I haven't seen my father since I was 2, or my parents are alcoholics.
Right.
My parents fought all the time. My parents beat me. A lot of what's coming out now, unfortunately, is the molestation that happened with young children.
Yes.
Such, breaks my heart, but then it also gives me strength and courage and joy to know that that's why I'm here. Yeah. That's why the House of Light is here. Yeah. We're here to help people, help them through that trauma. And Paula is really good at helping with that trauma. And she also makes Ayurvedic products.
Okay.
So they're going to be in our shop now. Facial creams and washes. And
That's cool.
Yeah, very excited about that. Yeah.
Wow.
Holistic way of living and healing. So
there you go.
Just on the radio on the way here, I heard that. I was like, wow, I've been hearing that for years. They were talking about how we are going back to nature, that we've been raping the earth for so long. Now we're realizing the repercussions of that. And so we're going back to nurturing and loving our mother. I mean, Earth is our mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got so many other great people there as well on Wednesdays as well. Rick still with you, right?
Rick is still with me, yes. He is going to take a break from the radio on Wednesdays, so he will no longer be here on the third Wednesday. But he'll be coming in as a guest.
Okay.
But he will be at the House of Light every Wednesday at 1 p.m., 1:30 for Book Sense.
Okay.
Yeah, so he can share his wisdom at the House of Light.
Excellent.
Yeah. And April is there.
Yes.
And so we may be hearing from April on that third Wednesday.
Okay.
Yes, April does human design
and
the gene keys. So I was able to actually meet Richard Rudd with April 2 weeks ago in Boulder, Colorado. Wow. And it was so cool. I have to share this real quick.
Yes.
The conference was called Into the Mystic with Richard Rudd.
That's cool.
Yes, and it was at the Avalon Theater in Boulder, Colorado, which is an old-timey theater, the old seats, everything. We pull up, and there is just mist everywhere.
Cool.
And everybody's like, wow, this doesn't happen in Colorado. Can't even see the mountains. It's like this weird fog.
Right.
And as soon as the program started, of course, we all pile in the building because you can't see it. It's just mist.
Right.
And then when we take a break for lunch, we walk out, and it's almost as if you can watch the mist just dissolve, and the sun pops out, and it was sunny for the rest of the day.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite fascinating. Really cool. Yeah. So it was a wonderful program. Mysticism is going within. It is looking at those aspects of ourself that we have not met.
Right.
Whether it is, some people prefer to call it shadow work, but it doesn't have to be shadow because people see shadow as very negative. Mm-hmm. But so it can also be an aspect of you that you didn't know you had, such as strength and courage, and maybe being able to do something even in the face of hardship.
Right.
So that is what mysticism is. It's about discovering you, going within what is hidden in you. It's a practice of coming back to self. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's how I would describe it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of great things going on, a lot of new people joining the House of Light. It seems like every time you come in, there's always somebody new coming in, a new practitioner or something to that sort. You always got, it's expanded. Like we said, going into June, this is going to be your third year where you guys basically started off with just a small core group of people, and then it's expanded that people are being attracted to your light, as we would say.
Yes. In fact, that's what they say when they walk in. I don't know why I'm in here, but something told me I had to come in here.
Right.
And then most of our practitioners are coming from other areas, and they're already connected. They're divine link.
Right.
So they speak to their, to source, to God, to whatever you choose to call that link.
Right.
And they come in saying, I was told to come here.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. We have Jade is another new practitioner that I am taking her course. It's an astrology course.
Okay.
And it's every Thursday for 4 weeks. This was the second week, so I have 2 more classes. And you can always call the House of Light and ask about it, because a lot of these classes are available on Zoom now.
Yeah.
So we can offer, right. And Karen, tonight at 7 p.m., she's on Zoom. So if you want to connect with us tonight, please call the House of Light so you can get the Zoom link.
Okay.
But Jade, we had a beautiful class last night. She studied psychology, and she's fresh out of college, very young. But she's always been interested in astrology.
Right.
And so she studied psychology, but knows astrology, and has married the two in such a beautiful way that she can tell you your sun sign just by meeting you and kind of getting a sense of your personality and who you are and everything. She can really read people very well, and the stars and the signs.
Cool.
Yeah.
And is she going to have permanent classes there, or is this just...
Yes,
okay.
And she does personal readings. So you don't have to be here in Georgia, to get a personal reading.
Okay.
You can just contact the House of Light, because I think it's Jade Nickel, but I'm not sure, for her website title. And just call the House of Light and say, I'd like to get in contact with Jade for a reading. And she does a full, like a 25, 30-page report on you, and just by your birth date. Like I said, marrying it with her knowledge of the stars, the planets, and psychology and people.
All right.
It's a beautiful, beautiful report.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, we got a couple more minutes here on the House of Light Presents Wisdom Cafe. And let's just talk about what we got coming up to remainder of the month, how to get in contact with you guys, and all that good stuff.
Okay. The first Sunday of every month, you can find Tanisha at the House of Light doing the Healing House. So I'd like to invite you all to that, because when she comes back on Friday, it will have already happened.
Right.
Yeah. So the Healing House is the first Sunday of every month at 3:30 p.m. Bradley does somatic nervous system release, and his varies with mine. We trade Sundays, but you can always go online.
Okay.
houseoflight.com, but the best way is the Facebook page, which is House of Light GA. When you type in House of Light GA and go to our Facebook page, the calendar is the first thing you're going to see. So you can always look at that to get information. We are located at 29 Jackson Street here in Newnan, Georgia. Our phone number is 470-414-6711.
And I tell you how you can find them. You just follow the smell, because you got Wishbone on one side and Christie's on the other side. So you're going to find the smell, and they're right there in the middle of both of them.
Yeah. We get a lot of people wandering in from Christie's, and they're so happy. They're like, wow, I didn't know a place like this existed in Newnan.
Right.
And they're picking crystals and incense. And
Yeah. They definitely are. So that's right there. When you see it, you get that smell right in between the chicken and whatever Christie's cooking that day. Boom, there you go.
Bacon.
Breakfast. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're getting me hungry now. Well,
Getting close to lunch. Well, midday, yes.
It's midday.
Yes.
Well, it's always wonderful having you with us. This has been another edition of the House of Light Presents. Anything else you'd like to add before we get out of here?
Yes, I would. Please send us your order. Let us know what you would like to feed your soul here on the Wisdom Cafe. You can get in touch, send it to Ryan, or send it directly to the House of Light at houseoflightga@gmail.com.
Real soul food.
Yeah.
All right. That's been another edition of...
You've been listening to the House of Light Presents the Wisdom Cafe on 99.1 FM WQEE. The House of Light, a wellness center at 29 Jackson Street here in Newnan, is a place for people to relax and find true healing. For additional information, 407-414-6711. Remember to tune in next week for another healing message from the House of Light Presents the Wisdom Cafe right here on 99.1 FM WQEE.
The House of Light brings clarity to your soul.
Love your sleep all summer with dreamy site-wide savings during Casper's Memorial Day sale. Start the season with 20% off mattresses, like the Casper, a mattress so iconic it could only have one name. Get your best rest at our best price with the Casper's 4 cozy layers of support for just $995. Plus, complete your bedroom with 20% off pillows and sheets and 10% off essentials site-wide. Don't snooze through these limited-time savings. Shop our Memorial Day sale today at Casper.com or a sleep shop near you. Exclusions apply. See Casper.com/promo.
Con los ahorros de verano en The Home Depot vas a ahorrar mucho en mulch, tanto que vas a querer decir muchas gracias. Aprovecha ya nuestros ahorros llevándote 5 bolsas de mulch de madera de calidad superior Vigoro por solo $10. Úsalo para que tu jardín resalte y para mantener el nivel de humedad ideal en la tierra. Y si no sabes cuánto mulch necesitas, usa la calculadora de mulch en nuestra app. Llévate mucho mulch con los ahorros de verano. 5 bolsas de mulch Vigoro por $10 en The Home Depot. Haces más, logras más.